Rachel Zegler was brought to tears after realizing Brett Cooper, a conservative star from the Daily Wire, has taken over the iconic role of Snow White, and she's outshining her in ratings. Social media is buzzing, with many favoring Brett Cooper over Rachel Zegler for the role, and it's clear why.
Disney employs thousands and thousands of actors and actresses, and I'm sure that, most of them, if not all, have made statements in the last week lamenting on social media.
Rachel Zegler, the actress originally cast as Snow White, faced backlash after making bold changes to the classic fairy tale. Gone was the traditional prince saving the princess storyline. Instead, Zegler envisioned a modern twist with no Prince Charming and no waiting for a man to save the day. While Disney likely hoped to refresh the story for a modern audience, many fans felt it was a step too far. For generations, Snow White has been a cherished childhood memory, a romantic fairy tale with a prince, a princess, and a magical happily ever after. When Zegler's version dropped the prince entirely, fans were outraged. Many took to the internet, saying, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it." But the changes didn't stop there. Disney also reimagined the Seven Dwarfs. Instead of casting little people, they opted for a diverse group of taller actors, seemingly in response to criticism from actor Peter Dinklage, who called the original portrayal offensive. However, this move sparked even more controversy, with critics accusing Disney of overcorrecting. Fans were left frustrated, feeling that these changes strayed too far from the original magic of the beloved tale.
Rachel Zegler is the queen of controversy. She even has articles trying to document all of her different scandals. And that doesn't even have all of them. How Disney Snow White star went from Hollywood's newest darling, the film industry's most scandal-ridden.
This decision only made things worse. Fans argued that Disney missed a golden opportunity to cast 7 little people in iconic roles, which could have been career-defining for underrepresented actors in Hollywood. Instead, Disney's choice came off as exclusion masked as progress. And that's not all. Rachel Zegler's casting as Snow White stirred its own controversy. While some praised the move as a win for diversity, others weren't happy. Snow White's identity is famously tied to her skin as white as snow, and changing that upset fans who felt the character was being altered beyond recognition. Then, leaked set photos hit the internet, sparking even more backlash. Disney tried to claim the photos were fake, but fans weren't convinced, and the criticism only grew louder. Between the missing prince, the non-dwarf dwarfs, and debates over casting, Disney's live-action Snow White seems to be stuck in one PR disaster after another.
I am a fan of movies.
And of course, as a few of the cinema-going audience might happen to have dangly bits, it's probably not the best time in the world to start tweeting out, seemingly blaming men for criticizing. You can't criticize me, I'm not an ironing board.
Let's not forget why this matters. For generations, Snow White has been a beloved classic, a fairy tale full of magic, romance, and whimsy. Fans don't just want a movie. They want to feel the nostalgia and charm they grew up with. Take that away, and what's left? A divisive remake that's upsetting the audience it was meant to delight. Disney's changes to Snow White keep raising eyebrows. First, they dropped the 7 dwarfs from the title. Now it's just Snow White, because the remake only features 1 dwarf. Fans are understandably upset, asking, why call it Snow White if you're removing what made the original iconic? It's like ordering pizza and getting breadsticks, not what you signed up for. Disney's reasoning seems to be avoiding offense, but many fans see it as overcorrection, arguing that this isn't progress, it's erasing the charm of a timeless story. And the drama doesn't end there. Rachel Zegler, cast as Snow White, didn't just push for removing Prince Charming, she also called the classic prince a creepy stalker. While some praised her for challenging outdated tropes, others were furious. To many fans, these fairy tales are an escape, a magical break from reality. Turning the prince into a villain felt like tearing apart the fantasy they cherished. Between the missing dwarfs, no Prince Charming, and divisive takes on the story, this remake feels like Disney trying to please everyone, but ending up pleasing no one.
I feel like we're in the same boat that Disney and Walt Disney was in 100 years ago, because we are attempting something huge. We're going up against Disney. We have our critics, but we have passion and we have a mission in mind that is bigger than just this movie.
Enter Brett Cooper, the new Snow White under the Daily Wire banner, and she's shaking things up in a big way. Brett made it clear right away, she's sticking to the classic love story. No creepy prince, no rewriting history, just the sweet, magical fairy tale fans remember. Her stance struck a chord with many, especially those who felt let down by Disney's modern take. For them, Cooper's version became a breath of fresh air, a promise to honor the story they've always loved. It's like someone finally saying, hey, we get it. You love the original, and we're here to bring it back. For fans who felt Disney had taken away everything magical about the tale, Cooper's approach was the perfect antidote. But here's where things get even more interesting. The Daily Wire isn't just casting Brett Cooper, they're making their own version of Snow White. A full remake, staying true to the original fairy tale, is in the works. This bold move sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Fans are now eagerly waiting to see which version will win their hearts. On one side, there's Disney's ultramodern take, ditching the prince and the dwarfs for a fresh spin. On the other, the Daily Wire is banking on nostalgia, offering a faithful retelling with all the classic fairy tale vibes. And here's the twist. The rivalry has gotten so intense that Disney decided to delay their Snow White movie. Originally planned for 2024, it's now pushed back to 2025. Why the delay? Some say Disney wants to avoid a direct box office showdown with the Daily Wire. Others think they're scrambling to rethink their creative direction after the backlash. Whatever the reason, it's not every day you see a giant like Disney hesitate in the face of competition. Fans are now watching closely to see how this fairy tale rivalry unfolds.
In addition to just announcing Benke, we also announced Benke's first live-action film, which is Snow White and the Evil Queen. And that's me, I'm Snow White, which is so funny to see.
The fan reaction has turned into a full-on fairy tale showdown. It's like a sports rivalry, but with princesses and dwarfs instead of touchdowns and three-pointers. On one side, you've got fans supporting Disney's bold changes, saying it's time to break free from old stereotypes. They think Snow White should be her own hero. On the other side, fans are backing the Daily Wire's version, believing the magic of the original story can't be replaced. They want the prince, the dwarfs, and that classic happily ever after. It's a battle between modern ideas and nostalgia, and neither side is backing down. The big question is, which Snow White will win the audience's heart? Will it be Disney's progressive version, reshaping the fairy tale, or the Daily Wire's faithful homage to the classic we all loved as kids? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on Jagler and the woke Snow White. See you in the next video.